As soon as we get here, we can see our work plane. We are going to first make sure we name our object. TinkerCAD likes to put strange names up there, so we're going to change it so I know who sent it to me. So first what I'm going to do is we're going to name it your first name. I'll use mine for now. You're going to put the letter P for period and whatever period you're in, and give me a date. So we're making this in 2022. So that's what I would like to see. This way I can easily reference to where I need to put you and print it and get it to you. To follow along this video, we need to change some settings in TinkerCAD. So we have it set up when you get there initially, it's going to be in millimeters. We need to change it to inches. So we're going to click on Edit Grid, go up to Units, click on Inches, and then hit Update Grid. And you'll see the screen changes to larger sections so you can see through it better. So get that done and then move on to the next part. Okay, class, we are going to work on building a trophy case. So with this, you are going to build the base. You're going to put your name on the base, and then you're going to add something to the top that you're going to create. We're going to give ourselves a base block. So right here is where we're going to put our name. So we're going to squish this down, and we're going to make it wide. So we're going to click on one of these, and let's make this 3 inches for now. And if we hit 3 in that box and tab it over and hit 3 in that box, hit enter, it makes it easy for us so we don't have to try to manipulate this by ourselves. I want this a little taller. We're going to make a shelf, like the base and the top. Grab another block. Since we know that one's 3, if we make this one 4 by 4, 4, and then hit tab, and it'll switch you over to the other dimension to 4 again, and then hit enter. What we're going to do is we are going to shrink this down and put 0.25 and enter. And rather than sitting here trying to go crazy trying to get these two together, remember we're working in grid plane X and Y called a Z plane. That's up and down. That's the third dimension. Whoop. So if we grab this black cone, it'll change color. We grab that, it'll change color to red, and it'll show that we can pick things up. And it's also showing us how high off the bottom it is. So right now it's at 1/4 inch. We're going to put that back to 0, puts it right down to the bottom, hit enter. And now, since we want 1 on the bottom, we are going to enter, use an alignment tool. This is going to automatically align them. This is going to make a center point this way on the Y plane. This is going to be a Z plane. And there's our base. I like this look. I'm going to make it a little more spacious. You can see the box is still embedded a little bit by the lines there. Give it more space. Now we're going to take this, we'll duplicate this one, pick it up, and make sure we can still see it's embedded. See if we go like this, and if we pan around, we can see that there's space underneath. We do not want space. We want to squish them together so that they're making contact. And we could zoom in. We're going to collect somewhere to get rid of the alignment tool, and that worked. It's no longer selected. All 3 of these pieces are teal, which means they are still selected. I'm going to group them together, and that's going to make them one piece. Okay, so this is one individual unit. So now I could click any one of these, all 3 get selected, and if I go to move them, resize, we're going to put our name on there. So hit the text, you highlight in here, and type in your name. Fast, I think. I'm going to do capital, lowercase. Next thing we're going to learn, okay, is we're going to resize this a little bit just so it's easy to work with. We're going to move it back so it's closer. And now we're going to change the direction that this stands. So right now, if we look straight down, it works. But we need it to go up into the block so we can read it. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep it selected. And you see these little horseshoe things. If I do that, you get a compass or nautilus. And we want it to go down towards us. So that one is going to be best done by this one. Okay, and if you notice there's teal. So I click on this and then there's teal and then there's more teal. If I go towards the teal, it does it in 22-degree increments until we get to 90, which is really nice and easy. If you want to do finer details, you bring it out and then it lets you do by single digits. So you really get fine in there. So this one we just want to 90. It'll be easier to do in the center. With that, we got it. So this one looks good. It's too big, but we'll resize it. So we're going to click on this to give us the Z height. Okay, and then rather trying to guess to push this with the mouse, I'm going to use the arrow keys on my keyboard, which your Chromebooks have too, and we're going to push this around. So right now, if I leave this here, it's too big, it's overriding, so we're going to push this in. Remember, we keep talking about aesthetics, it's the same thing. We want this to fit, and right there, this program did a fantastic job. It's protruding out too far, but we can see that it's definitely inset, so this is going to become one unit nicely if I